Spencer Lazara, MMA interviews on the phone with Mr. Cody Bollinger. Bam Bam, Cowboy. We're going to see where this new nickname comes from during the show. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, man, you guys will figure it out during the show. You'll see where it comes from. Hopefully they show it. Yeah, man, it's just something new, you know. Had to change it with Bam Bam for a while and kind of grew up. Got a little too old for that, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a grown-up, I guess, type of deal, actually, a little bit, huh? Getting rid of that, shedding that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
A family man now, and how was that experience, I guess, just overall, you know, being on TUF for you, leaving your family?
It was awesome, man. It was a lot different from anything I've ever done, you know, but as hard as it was, you can't complain, you know. There's a million other people that would have loved to have been in my shoes, so just made the best of it, you know, no matter how hard it was being away from the family and all that. I made the best of it. It was a good time.
Right on. So I guess we'll get right into the episode, the premiere that was on last night. You were the last fight, and before we talk about the fight, were you the last fight actually to fight, you know, when it was all those fights were going on, or was that just how they cut it?
No, it was actually the second fight to get in the house, the first guy fight, and yeah, they changed that up for the show. Don't want to sound too full of myself, but I'm assuming because they wanted to end the show with a better fight. So.
So did you get to sit there then pretty much and kind of scout and watch every other fight after yours?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that was the first guy fight, so once I got in the house, I knew it was go time and time to do my homework. I watched every single fight to get in the house.
Cool. And then I guess just talk us through the fight. I felt like you had one of the tougher fights, one of the tougher opponents. You and I thought Chris Holdsworth had a tough opponent as well. Did you agree with that? And just talk us through the fight as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I mean, Rafael is a top level jiu-jitsu guy. He owns his own Gracie Barra school out in New Mexico. He cross-trains with Jackson's. I knew the guy was going to be tough. You know, he's undefeated in his pro career. The guy's a monster, and I definitely felt like I had one of the top 5 guys that was casted. And, you know, I rose to the occasion, though, and, you know, got through it, even though the fight was, you know, a war for the first round. Second round came out, and I kept the pace, and he couldn't keep up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, did you notice him gassing out and really want to pour it on there? I thought you used good patience, though, seeing as hurt and tired as he kind of was.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just didn't want to get overzealous and get caught, you know, just because he's not throwing back like I am. I didn't want to get overzealous and, you know, have him throw crazy right in and, you know, accidentally knock me out when I'm starting to pull the fight off. But, yeah, first round was real tough, man. Because jiu-jitsu was amazing, you know. Fought out of some really close submissions. They were closer than I would have liked, but and the second round just came out, man. They didn't show up in between rounds. I told the guys that were coaching me, I was like, hey, you know, did I win or lose that round? You know, I knew I lost the round, but I wanted to hear it. You know, yeah, man, you probably lost that round. You got to, you know, do something else. I was like, all right, one, I'm not taking him down anymore because this dude's going to freaking catch me. Two, let's go knock him the F out. And, you know, that's was kind of my mentality going in the second round. Thankfully, accomplished that.
Talk us through the triangle situation that you were in.
He had it tight, man. I looked patient from what everybody's saying, but I just didn't want to move. I was okay with sitting in that exact spot for 4 minutes and 30 seconds or however long was left in that round. I was ready to sit there and, you know, just wait until the round was over and then, you know, pull something out of my ass the second round or win the sudden death round, you know. It was tight, man. And, you know, a guy as tricky as that, I mean, the guy made up his own move. So, you know, I didn't know if he had something that I had never seen before. So I just stayed tight and just played it real safe. I guess it was being kind of patient. I was just trying not to get taxed that first round.
What was the key to staying completely out of danger with someone so high level as that? I mean, you kept your arm, you kept your arm obviously from being pushed across. I mean, that seemed, and your posture has always been good in your wrestling background.
Yeah, man, I locked my hands underneath, so, I felt stronger in the fight, so I was definitely able to use some of my strength to help me out, with picking him up and slamming him and kind of loosening his triangle and his guillotine. But, yeah, man, I wrestled my whole life, and the first 4 years of my wrestling, I was a horrible wrestler. I was always on my back, always bridging off my back. So I got a pretty strong neck, man. So the key was keeping my head up. If I would have let him pull my head down, it would have been game over.
Yeah. I mean, you have some of the more experience in the house. Do you feel like that helps in a fight like that? And there's nothing, I mean, he can really throw at you. You said maybe you thought he had something else, but that you haven't seen. It seems like you've seen pretty much everything.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I agree 100%. Me and unfortunately Danny Martinez didn't make Dallas, but me and him had the most experience out of all the fighters, hands down. I think the most fights. We both fought some bigger names, and there was definitely an advantage. And I think the main advantage was, none of us knew who we were fighting until 12 hours before the fight happened.
Yeah.
And something like that. I fought for Gladiator, I fought for King of the Cage, and those shows, somebody pulls out the day before, somebody pulls out 2 hours before your fight. It happens. And kind of my first 5-6 fights, I got used to that. And I'd say that was the real advantage, the behind the scenes advantage that nobody would really ever notice. Yeah. That just made me stay so calm and so comfortable, knowing my opponent was this tough. You hear guys taking fights on short notice, and they 2 weeks is short notice for them. I mean, we had 12 hours and no phones, no internet to do any research on anything. Couldn't watch tape, and I definitely think fighting for Gladiator and King of the Cage so long ago was my advantage for that.
Yeah. Do you were you surprised being the first male pick for Team Tate? Did that surprise you? And thoughts on being chosen by her?
Man, I hate to sound overconfident, but no, man, I was the last fight for a reason, in my opinion. You don't end the show on a weaker fight or a less entertaining fight. You end the show with the grand finale. That's how it always is. That's why at the end of the season, the finale's live. They hype it up. They put a top level fight for the main event. Mm-hmm. You always end a show or an episode with a grand finale or something making people want to watch or want to tune in next week. And I felt like I put on a fight worthy of that, and they happened to agree. Dana White was standing up, cheering for me in the fight. So I was pretty confident in the fact that I would get picked, at least first or second. And then being picked by Misha, to be honest, I was bummed at first. I worked with Ronda before, and I knew their coaches were great. But after she started bringing in the coaches she was bringing in, man, I was just stoked. The guys she brought in were all top level, like Master Tom, Ricky Lindell. There's a top level, nutritionist with us. Mm-hmm. So, after a couple of days being on that team, I was actually more grateful and happier on that team because I can work with Ronda anytime. I can go down there, drive 45 minutes and get work in with her. So it was good getting, a look and a different coaching style, and I definitely made the best of it while I was there.
I was a little bit surprised that Misha chose Juliana first. I mean, Juliana is still coming into her own. She's not ultra experienced yet, and I know that's her friend, but did that surprise people that she chose her first when Shayna's right there to be picked, especially?
Yeah, man. Honestly, when the girl fights were happening, I watched a couple of them, but 2 hours, or actually right after all the fights were done, I wasn't going to see wife and kid and, you know, parents and coach for 6 weeks. So I was watching all the guy fights, and then when a women's fight would come on, I'd be hanging out with my wife and talking to them and, you know, saying goodbye for as long as we could.
Smart.
So I didn't really get to see her fight, but I promise you, Juliana and Shayna are both really good, man, and they both stepped up to the plate in their fight, and you guys are going to be really entertained.
Excited to see that one, man. Any surprises, maybe biggest surprise of all the fights to get in the house, in your opinion?
Yeah, man, there's some upsets, you know. Sir Morris beat Toro Rosso to get in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something nobody saw coming, you know. There's some, I mean, Danny Martinez, you know, he was one of the top guys that should have made the house. He unfortunately had a really tough fight. Well, it's Rafael, you know, if he would have been matched up with, you know, 10 of the 16 other guys, he could have easily made the house too, you know. It's just the way the matchups were and the luck of the draw, and, you know, it happens, you know, you can't get mad about it. You're there to win the whole show, so you can't complain when you get one of the better guys to get in the house, you know.
No doubt. Anything that we didn't see that you thought was significant?
No, man, I really think they did a good job capturing the fights to get into the house. I really think they did well, and everything they showed was really accurate, man. They really portrayed that day, from what I can remember, you know, perfectly.
Cool. I guess any other thoughts on this premiere and anything else you want to say about it?
I'm excited, man. You know, the way the first episode went, I'm really excited, dude. All the support I'm getting, and I'm just very grateful. I want to say thank you to everybody. My wife, my kid, you know, parents, everybody who did, you know, has always been there for me. Millennia MMA, Joe Stevenson's Cobra Kai, Jackson's MMA. They all really helped me get to where I'm at. You know, Joe Stevenson himself is, you know, 80% of what I am today as a fighter is from him. And, you know, the other 19.9 is from my dad, and the rest is just traveling every time. I do want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank Ram Trucks. Awesome sponsor so far. Glad to be working with them. Soul Electronics. Awesome headphones. I was using them earlier. These things are, like, amazing. Who else? Future Energy Savers. Brand new sponsor I just picked up the other day. I knew I had another one. Top level solar company, man. They're legit. American MMA wear. They wear shirts, and that's it, man.
Is it a little bit surreal for you? I mean, I know you've been working hard for so long, and I mean, you're a humble dude, but you got to feel like you kind of deserve this. But is it also a little bit, you know, surreal? I saw your tweet last night about, you know, the UFC following you and you're excited, but it's like, man, don't you feel like you deserve it and that you've put in the work?
Yeah, you know, it's a hard. I struggle balancing that, you know, staying humble and not coming off as overconfident. I'm a very, very, very confident person, you know, and I try. I mean, if you hung out with me for a day and you knew me, you would see it as just me being confident, but online, you know, it comes off another way. It's a hard spot to, you know, stay humble in people's eyes and be confident and not look, you know, cocky. Yeah, man, it's surreal. It's very humbling to be on this show. But at the same time, like you said, I do feel without a doubt I deserve this. And I feel like, you know, if anybody, you know, out of all the guys that got casted, I'm the one guy that, you know, was a shoo-in and really deserve this the most. I'm young, man. I'm 22, but I've been pro since I was 15. I've been training since I was 4, and I put a lot of work into this career. And I feel like it's been a long time coming. I feel like it's finally paying off, and I'm happy that it's happening while I'm so young, you know. But at the same time, 7 years as a professional fighter, it's about freaking time, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be any better timing as well, considering the magnitude of this season and having the females on, and very historic. And it's almost in some ways, you know, on the level of the first TUF or something.
Yeah, really, man. This is something like, I mean, this is never going to happen again. You know, they'll never have a season like this again. They might have an all-girl season next or another guy and girl season, but there's never going to be another TUF 18. It'll never compare to this. You've got Ronda and Misha Tate, which, by the way, every single thing they show, all the drama, all the arguments and the bickering and face-to-face about to punch each other, it's 100%. I promise you guys, you know, and you can't reproduce that, you know, that can't be done again. There's not going to be a rivalry like these two, and yeah, man, it's history, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, I know Rhonda, man. She doesn't fake anything.
Yeah, really.
Cool, man. I appreciate the time, and we're gonna try to get going live, you know, moving forward for the fans out there on Google Hangouts. So look for that at MMAinterviews.tv and get our technical difficulties taken care of. But appreciate the time, Cody. To everybody, tune in next week for the episode 2. Shayna's taking on Juliana, and as you said, it's gonna be entertaining, huh?
Oh, it's gonna be a great fight, man. I promise you.
Definitely looking forward to it. Okay, Cody Bollinger. I'm Spencer Lazar. Thanks for watching MMAinterviews.tv.